Your mind is lying to you right now. That negative thought you just had, that fear creeping in, that voice telling you you're not good enough, that it won't work, that you're going to fail, you have exactly 5 seconds to kill it before it kills your day. Most people let negative thoughts run wild. They entertain them. They give them a seat at the table. They let these thoughts multiply until anxiety becomes their default state. But the Stoics, men who ruled empires, survived slavery, and faced death without flinching, they discovered a mental weapon so powerful it can stop destructive thinking in its tracks. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it. I'm going to show you the precise 5-second technique Marcus Aurelius used before every major decision, the mental circuit breaker Epictetus taught his students, and the 3-step system Seneca used to transform negative thoughts into unshakable inner strength. But first, you need to understand why your negative thoughts are winning. Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain is designed to focus on threats. It's not a bug. It's a feature. 10,000 years ago, the human who spotted danger first survived. The optimist who ignored the rustling bush? Eaten by a predator. So your brain evolved to be a negativity machine, constantly scanning for problems, constantly preparing for disaster, constantly replaying worst-case scenarios. This saved your ancestors from saber-toothed tigers. But now, it's destroying your mental health. Because here's the thing, your brain can't tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. That presentation you're worried about? Your body responds like it's life or death. That text message you're overthinking? Your nervous system treats it like a physical attack. That decision you're second-guessing? Your brain floods you with the same chemicals as if you were being chased by a predator. You're living in a modern world with a prehistoric alarm system that won't shut off. And negative thoughts are the false alarms destroying your peace. The average person has between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts per day. According to research, 80% of those thoughts are negative, and 95% are repetitive. Read that again. You're thinking the same negative thoughts over and over. Different situations, same toxic patterns. New day, same mental prison. You worry about things that never happen. You replay conversations that are over. You catastrophize situations that haven't occurred. You torture yourself with what-ifs that will never be answered. The Stoics had a word for this. Fantasia, the impressions that bombard your mind constantly. And they understood something critical. You can't stop negative thoughts from appearing, but you can stop them from staying. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't talking about positive thinking. He wasn't suggesting you pretend everything is fine. He was teaching mind control, real, practical mental dominance. And the technique starts with 5 seconds. Here's how it works. When a negative thought enters your mind, you have a 5-second window before it takes root. 5 seconds before it triggers an emotional response. 5 seconds before your body starts producing stress hormones. 5 seconds before it spirals into anxiety, fear, or paralysis. The Stoics discovered that if you interrupt the thought within this window, you break its power completely. They called this practice prososh, attention, vigilant awareness of your own mind. But here's where most people fail. They try to fight the negative thought. They try to argue with it, suppress it, or convince themselves it's not true. Wrong approach. Fighting a thought gives it energy. Suppressing it makes it stronger. When you tell yourself, "Don't think about a white elephant," what happens? All you can think about is a white elephant. The Stoic method is different. It's not about fighting. It's about reframing. And it happens in 3 lightning-fast steps, all within 5 seconds. Let me show you exactly how. Step 1. Recognition. 1 second. The moment a negative thought appears, you label it. Not emotionally, clinically. You say internally, "That's a thought." Not, "I'm anxious." Not, "I'm worried." Not, "I'm scared." Just, "That's a thought." This is what Epictetus taught. He said, it's not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of things. By labeling it as a thought, you create separation. You're not the thought. You're the observer of the thought. This 1 second act of recognition is the difference between being controlled by your mind and controlling your mind. Marcus Aurelius practiced this constantly. In his meditations, you can see him catching his own negative thoughts in real time. Today, I escaped anxiety. Or no, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. See what he did? He recognized that anxiety wasn't happening to him. It was happening in his interpretation. 1 second. Recognition. That's a thought. Step 2. Questioning. 2 seconds. Now you interrogate the thought like a prosecutor cross-examining a hostile witness. You ask 3 rapid-fire questions. Is this thought true? Is this thought useful? Is this thought within my control? Most negative thoughts collapse under basic scrutiny. I'm going to fail. Is that true? You don't know. Is it useful? No, it's paralyzing. Is it within your control? No, but your preparation is. They think I'm incompetent. Is that true? You can't read minds. Is it useful? No, it's making you second-guess yourself. Is it within your control? No, but the quality of your work is. This is going to be a disaster. Is that true? You're predicting the future, which is impossible. Is it useful? No, it's creating anxiety about something that hasn't happened. Is it within your control? No, but your response to whatever happens is. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This is the antidote. You drag the thought out of imagination and into reality. You force it to prove itself. And here's what happens. Most negative thoughts can't. They're phantoms. They're stories. They're possibilities masquerading as certainties. 2 seconds. 3 questions. The thought loses its grip. Step 3. Replacement. 2 seconds. Now here's the crucial part that separates amateurs from Stoic masters. You don't leave a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you don't replace the negative thought, your brain will just generate another one. So you immediately redirect your mind to what you control, not with toxic positivity, not with fake affirmations, with practical focus. The negative thought was, I'm going to fail this presentation. The replacement is, I control my preparation. I'll rehearse one more time. The negative thought was, they don't respect me. The replacement is, I control my character and my work. I'll focus on delivering value. The negative thought was, this situation is hopeless. The replacement is, I control my response. What's one small step I can take right now? This is what the Stoics called the dichotomy of control, and it's the foundation of their entire philosophy. Marcus Aurelius made this his daily practice. Concentrate every minute like a Roman on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice. Notice what's not in there: worry, anxiety, catastrophizing, overthinking. Just focus on what's in front of you, what you can actually do. 2 seconds. Replace the negative thought with a controllable action. 5 seconds total. Recognition, questioning, replacement. This is the mental circuit breaker that makes you unshakable. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't a one-time technique. This is a practice, a discipline. The Stoics didn't call their philosophy a belief system. They called it ascesis, training, mental exercise. Your mind is like a muscle. Right now, it's trained for negativity. It defaults to worry. It's efficient at catastrophizing. That's not your fault. That's just what you've practiced. But you can retrain it. Every time you use the 5-second rule, you're building new neural pathways. You're teaching your brain that negative thoughts don't deserve space. You're proving to yourself that you can interrupt destructive patterns. At first, you'll catch the thought after 5 seconds, after it's already triggered your emotions. That's fine. Keep practicing. Then you'll catch it at the 5-second mark, right before it takes hold. Better. Eventually, you'll catch it instantly. The thought will appear, and you'll dismantle it in real time, automatically, like a reflex. That's mastery. Marcus Aurelius spent decades practicing this. Even as emperor, surrounded by luxury and power, he wrote in his journal every night, dissecting his thoughts, correcting his perceptions, training his mind. He didn't have fewer negative thoughts than you. He just refused to let them control him. Now let me give you 3 advanced techniques the Stoics used to supercharge this practice. Technique 1. The evening review. Every night before bed, Seneca would review his entire day. Not to beat himself up, to examine his thoughts. He would ask, what negative thought took hold today? How did I respond? What would I do differently? This is mental forensics. You're studying your own patterns, identifying your triggers, learning where you're vulnerable. Do this for 30 days, and you'll start seeing the same negative thoughts appearing over and over. Same situations, same reactions. That's your signal. Those are the thoughts you need to ambush with the 5-second rule. Technique 2. Voluntary discomfort. The Stoics deliberately exposed themselves to uncomfortable situations to build mental resilience. Epictetus was a former slave who walked with a limp for the rest of his life. He could have been bitter. Instead, he used that pain as a daily reminder of what he could control, his mind, and what he couldn't, his body. Your version. Deliberately do something that triggers your negative thoughts. Then practice the 5-second rule in real time. Afraid of public speaking? Speak. Afraid of rejection? Ask for something. Afraid of judgment? Share your work. Each time you interrupt the negative thought in a high-pressure situation, you prove to yourself that you're in control. Technique 3. The view from above. Marcus Aurelius had a practice he called seeing things from a cosmic perspective. When negative thoughts overwhelmed him, he would zoom out, way out. He would imagine looking at Rome from the sky, then from the stars, then from the vast expanse of time. He would think, in 100 years, everyone I know will be dead. In 1,000 years, this city might not exist. In 10,000 years, this entire civilization will be dust. Not to be nihilistic, to be free, Because when you see your negative thoughts from that perspective, they become laughably small. That embarrassing moment you keep replaying, completely irrelevant in the grand scale. That person's opinion that's tormenting you, they won't even remember it next week. That failure you're afraid of, in a year, it'll just be a story. Zoom out. See the absurdity of giving mental real estate to thoughts that don't matter. Let me tell you what happens when you master this. You'll walk into a meeting and someone will criticize your work. The negative thought will appear. They think I'm incompetent. 5-second rule. Recognition. That's a thought. Questioning. Is it true? Is it useful? Is it in my control? Replacement. I control my response. I'll listen and improve what I can. The thought dissolves. You move forward, unshaken. You'll face a major setback, a business failure, a relationship ending, a plan falling apart. The negative thought will scream, "This is the end. You've lost everything." 5-second rule. Recognition. Questioning. Replacement. I control my response. What's one step I can take right now? The thought loses power. You take the step. You survive. You'll lie awake at 3 a.m. and your mind will spiral into worst-case scenarios about the future. 5-second rule. Every single time the thought appears, eventually your mind learns. These thoughts don't work anymore. They don't get attention. They don't get energy. And they stop showing up. This is what the Stoics meant by apatheia. Not apathy, but freedom from destructive emotions. Not feeling nothing, but feeling only what serves you. You still experience fear. You just don't let it paralyze you. You still feel doubt. You just don't let it stop you. You still have negative thoughts. You just don't give them the throne. Marcus Aurelius faced plague, war, betrayal, and the death of loved ones. His private journals show constant negative thoughts, doubt, fear, frustration, but he also shows the practice of interrupting them, reframing them, replacing them with what he could control. And he became one of history's greatest emperors, not because he didn't have negative thoughts, but because he refused to be ruled by them. Epictetus was born a slave, physically disabled, lived through one of Rome's most brutal periods. Every reason to be consumed by negative thoughts. Instead, he became so mentally free that emperors and senators traveled across the empire to study with him. Seneca was exiled, betrayed by friends, and eventually ordered to commit suicide by a tyrant. And in his final moments, he was calm, at peace, because his mind was his own. This is what's available to you. Not perfection, not a life without problems, not a mind that never thinks negative thoughts, but a mind that doesn't obey them. A mind that recognizes thoughts for what they are, temporary impressions, not permanent truths. A mind that questions its own narratives and refuses to be controlled by stories. A mind that focuses relentlessly on what it can actually do instead of what it fears might happen. This is mental freedom. And it starts with 5 seconds. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, I want you to catch 3 negative thoughts per day using the 5-second rule. Just 3. Morning, afternoon, evening. Set reminders if you need to. When the thought appears, stop. 5 seconds. Recognition, questioning, replacement. Write them down. Track them. Watch the patterns emerge. And here's what I promise you'll discover. Most of your negative thoughts aren't even original. They're reruns. The same fears, different costumes. Once you see the pattern, you can break it. Once you break it, you're free. If you're ready to build an unshakable mind, to take back control from the chaos inside your head, subscribe to this channel. We're creating a community of modern Stoics who refuse to be controlled by thoughts that don't serve them. Hit the notification bell because next week, I'm revealing the Stoic technique for eliminating anxiety permanently, not managing it, eliminating it. And remember this, 2,000 years ago, a man in chains became the freest philosopher in Rome, not because his circumstances changed, because his mind became unbreakable. You have the same power. 5 seconds at a time. Use it.